Oh Lord, got people coming in left and right. First, second, third. Let's go. Check. All right, just doing a little check here. Right, we got Eric, we got Mac, we got D Max, Hard Rock, Chris, One Bad Plum, Ramon, Randy, Jose. We got all kinds of people in the chat already. This is awesome. You guys are great, man. You guys are great. We'll give people another minute. It is 9 o'clock. We'll give people another minute or two. We'll do the same old thing we do every week. I'll give you kind of where we're at with Shake and Bake and what we're doing, and then we'll move on from there. But appreciate everyone chiming in. I really do. You guys are consistently in here every week. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Appreciate y'all coming in, keeping me talking for an hour. And we just sit down and we have a lot of fun just sitting here talking about cars. But while we're waiting real quick, what I want to do is I want to give a shout out to everyone that's had their hand in Shake and Bake in some form, fashion, or other. And y'all see them, all the logos over here. Everyone that's had their hand in Shake and Bake, parts, ordering parts, specific brand name parts, the whole 9 yards. All of them have been awesome so far. I mean, Big Three's jumping in big time. Pure has jumped in big time. Holly has jumped in big time. They've done a few things. For Innovation has given us some shout outs. So we're starting to make a name for ourselves. Mac doesn't like the fact I put Sipple up there. But so let's go over the Sipple story so you guys get the full story and you can make up your own mind. So y'all know I had problems with the converter that we got, starting literally with Summer Duck, going all the way through Rocky Mountain Race Week until I got back. So I waited until we got the pure torque converter put in, got some passes in to prove my point that I have verifiable 100% proof that was the wrong torque converter that they sent me. So once I did that, I emailed John himself, so the owner of Sipple Speed and Performance, and he got back to me, and we're gonna get our money back. I got to actually Stark is sending the Stark is sending the torque converter back. We're keeping the one from Pure in there, and he is refunding my money. So he stood up, did the right thing. It sort of matters why he did the right thing, but he's doing the right thing. Bottom line is he realized once I told him the car was pro-charged, which he probably should have known because I've talked to him a number of times. But anyway, neither here nor there. Bottom line, stood up, giving me my money back. So we're good to go on that front. So that's why I actually put his logo up into the Wednesday chat background. So there we go. So plans for Shake and Bake still have not changed. We're going to run probably the 9.0 class in the Modern Street Hemi Shootout in October. Then from there, we'll probably do some runs throughout October. And we have a track rental in November. And then we're going balls to the walls in that track rental to get every ounce of ET. I'm not going to say power, torque, whatever. I'm going to say ET out of Shake and Bake. So look for that one for some fast runs in November. So that's the plans for Shake and Bake. Let's get into some of the chat. All right. I said hello to just about everybody. Everybody's going back to eat. Everybody's going back and forth to each other saying hello. Ramon from Pottstown, Pennsylvania. I'm actually, if you're familiar, I'm from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, which is literally right in the middle between State College and Williamsport. So I'm from Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. So awesome. Jose, let's go. We gonna go. We are going. There's no doubt about that. 100% we are going. What did the blue Hellcat run at the track, man? I don't think that blue Hellcat's been to the track yet, but we'll see. Mac F Sipple still. I got you. But hey, he stood up, did the right thing, like I said, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I know some of y'all don't like the fact that he's even still stood up and did the right thing after the fact, but it's all good. Blues. Don't know if I am welcome. I have a 22 Challenger GT, can't afford the RT. You're 100% welcome. There is nothing wrong with owning a GT. Nothing wrong at all, Blues. Those cars, hey, they're Mopars. They're Challengers. You're in the group. And we talk about all cars in here. Every once in a while we get sidetracked maybe with some Chevy and some Ford, but primarily we talk Mopar. But you are 100% welcome in the chat, Blues. And if you got questions on your GT, and you want to modify your GT, feel free to ask the questions. You got the people here that can answer them for you. So you're 100% welcome. Don't ever think you're not welcome. No matter what car you drive. I don't care if you drive a Honda Civic. I don't care if you drive a Toyota Corolla. You're welcome in the chat. Eric's back to Jay. And just ordered an air shifter setup. Oh, snap. Here we go. Ant's going all out. RT Heavy, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. Yes, I had to go through the Sipple story. Not sure if I'll ever put it in a video, but you heard it here first. Jay Anthony's in here. Yeah, we tried to call out Stark too. He ought to have his tail in here. We both called him out in the chat. Pure drivetrain, absolutely, Ant. Those guys came through 100%. Jickstan, what's up, buddy? Hey, understand, life happens. Life's got to come first, man. Life's got to come first. Yeah, Chris, good on him. Doesn't matter. I know he's saving face, Mac, whatever the case may be. Bottom line is he eventually did the right thing. After we provided him some information, he did the right thing. Jay, not good on Sipple. He's a crook. All right. Money back equals no more trash talk from I'm sure you guys will continue to trash talk him, and that's 100% fine. But the transmission is holding up. I cannot complain about the transmission. So yes, Jay, I was told as well. But you know what? It is what it is. I've seen too many bad things on Sipple, but I run a pure station, so I'm biased before I even get started. And your car runs great, Ant. Absolutely. Your car. Chris, can't wait for cooler weather here. Racing sucked this past weekend. 3,000 plus DA. That's rough weather, no doubt about it. But it's starting to cool down. Starting to cool down. Now I don't know if I'll get any. So for those of y'all that don't know, I think I put it out. Maybe I put it out last week. My son is in the Navy and he's getting promoted to chief, which is E7 in the Navy. And for those of you that don't know, or the other services, the Navy has a great tradition when it comes to being promoted to chief. You go through this whole 4 or 5 weeks worth of what they call chief's initiation. And then at the end, you get frocked, which basically means you wear the rank, but you're not paid for it. But eventually, I would say probably within the next 2 to 3 months, he'll actually start getting paid to be chief. But you get to run around being a chief before you get paid for it. So we were going to go do that. He's in Florida, unfortunately. So those of y'all that don't know, Florida has a hurricane coming, and it just didn't work out. So started looking around this weekend. The weather here this weekend is not very good for racing. A lot of rain, a lot of possibility of rain, and none of the big tracks, Cecil, Mason-Dixon, and MIR, they all have some form of event going on. So my only possibility is to hit Capital, and we'll just have to see how the weather is on Friday, maybe go Friday evening. If not, we'll see what Saturday looks like, possibly go Saturday. And if they're open on Sunday, maybe hit another Sunday. Jay, I think I'll be at the shootout, but most likely as a spectator, unfortunately. Man, here's what it is, Jay. You know, you got to make sure your stuff's good before you take it out there. And so my question for Dawn is, since we are slowing it down, the 9.0 class is all that's really left. Would you save 9.5 for brackets then? Also, you have investigated Holly switch for tunes. So, yes. So the only reason I say 9.5 is because there's some events that don't run 9.0 and they run 9.5. That's the only reason why I say 9.5. If there's a 9.0 class, that's all. That's what I'm going to run. So we'll stick with the, either the current pulley or a little bit smaller pulley and just run the 9.0 class. But if there's an event that has a 9.5 class, I need to be ready for that. So we're looking at possibility of having another pulley for a 9.5 car. So that's why I say 9.0, 9.5. And have we investigated the Holly switch for tunes? We have. We've also talked about possibly using Smooth Boost. But right now I got two larger pulleys coming, a 3.4 and a 3.6. Just to see what they make, see where they put me, and we'll go from there. Oh, so Max talking about the blue Hellcat that we took a ride in a few weeks ago. Went to the track, got a horrible 60. About to make a change and take it back. There we go. Eric's telling Jay he needs to get Frankenstein up and running. Yeah, buddy. But, you don't want to push it. You don't want to make mistakes. Jay, take your time. Hey, if you miss it, you miss it. If you can make it, you make it. Don't rush yourself. Take your time and make it happen. Mac ran good, but not great. Mile per hour is there, but the 60 isn't. So talking about the blue Hellcat that we took a run in. Jay's going back to Eric. So Jay's saying it's going to be close, but it'll be worth it in the end, 100%. Eric's going back to Mac. Jixnan ended up buying a 2.9 Whipple, so can't wait to get that installed. Those 2.9 Whipples are nice. They really are. So obviously they don't make the power of the 3.0 or the 3.8, but we all have talked about 1,000 times the problems with the 3.0 and the 3.8. So going with the 2.9 Whipple is probably your best bet. Blues, thank you, dude. You're welcome. You're welcome. 100%. Like I said, this is what this chat is all about. Is people helping people, people saving money for people. So you're not buying, out of the blue modifications that aren't going to help you or don't fit in with your build, and all of that. So, yeah, absolutely, you're welcome. Stark's putting in another lift. He is putting in his third lift, so now he'll have 3 lifts. So we'll see what happens with that. Jay's going back to Anthony. Eric, heck yeah, best not to rush it for sure. Chris is going back to Jickstan. The Whipple is nice. That 2.9 one is definitely nice. Mike, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? 100%. I may have to come up with a new moniker, because Strace Car tends to put the street car first, then race car. I think we got to come up with a race car, then street. I have to think about that. All right, Eric's going back to Mike. Ron, first, I don't think I said, hey, hope everything is good. Second, when and where is the track rental you're going to? If it's Cecil, I could go as a spectator. So it's not Cecil. It's actually MIR in Mechanicsville, Maryland. So yeah, a little further south than Cecil. It's about 2 hours south of Cecil. But that's where the rental is going to be. I will try and get back up to Cecil. I do like Cecil. That's MIR and Cecil are I think MIR edges them out a tad, and then Cecil, then Mason Dixon, and then Capital are kind of how I rank things. So I love going to Cecil. They do a good job. And hey, I ran my first 8 in Cecil, so love Cecil. I will definitely try and get back up there. I try and let people know when I'm going back up, where I'm going to be, but it's tough sometimes. Brandon, what's up, buddy? It's been a minute. That's all right. Hey, life happens. Life comes first, always. Jay's going back to Eric. Mac, track rentals MIR, very private. It is super private. So they're only wanting a handful of cars down there. So, yeah. Blues. Question, will it increase horsepower if I remove the rear mufflers? You may see a tad. Really removing the mufflers, they are obviously they are a restriction, so you will gain some horsepower, but you're only looking at a couple. It'll make your car sound a little bit better, but yeah, you won't see a huge increase in horsepower, but you'll see a little bit. Ramon, 2013 Challenger RT. I have a little trouble running the low 13s because that's all I want, but can you give me advice for it? Cam and long tube headers. Boom, you're in the low 13s, if not high 12s. Yeah. And again, so when you're looking for this advice, try and look down the road for the future. So I say cam and long tube headers. If you're going to go for a cam, think down the road, and make sure you're getting a cam that's going to support your future build, not your current build. So you're not having to spend money on 2-3 cams, and then all the install money for that kind of stuff. So kind of think where you want to go, what you want to do, and get you a cam and long tube headers, and that'll get you in the low 13s. Low 13s, if not high 12s. Eric, boost weather is coming, 100%. Zickstan, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, my son's super excited. He's a bit down in the dumps that we're not going to make it, but Chief Smith is not having a good time right now after being caught using Starlink Wi-Fi on a ship. Jeez, those guys. Let's see, where am I at? Let's go, young Postmate Chief. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Super excited, Jay. We're super excited, but super down in the dumps. We couldn't make it. Ron solves that, then guess I'm not going. Thanks. Yeah, Ron. It was just it's a super private track rental. They want a small group, and don't want a whole lot of people there, unfortunately. Just saying it was a steal. I had to cancel my snail plans for now. Yeah, one bad plum. Thanks, buddy. Like I said, he's super excited. That's true. Jay brings up a great point. There is a chance that possibly most of the guys in our group may try and get a MIR rental together. I think that'd be awesome. If we could make it happen, I think that'd be awesome. All right, Mike's going back to Eric. What's up, Mike, buddy? You're the man. That's awesome. Bad weather in Florida soon. Yeah, that's what's holding us from going. Person who put it on has been doing it for 10 plus years and only likes about 10 cars or less. Me and Don will be running our cars. Yep. That's the one in November. Jay, I need to shake my car down at some point. Yeah. I didn't call HHP today. I got sidetracked with the whole sun situation in Florida and canceling plans and figuring out what we want to do and how we want to do it. But I'm going to call them. I will call them tomorrow and find out. So what Mac is referring to calling HHP is I went down there last night to do a number of things. One, we put in the video's coming. I'll do it tomorrow now that I'm not going to Florida. But we put in polyurethane spacers for the springs in the rear to raise the car up just a tad. And raised it up about 3/4 of an inch or so. And then we put a switch and relay in for my ice tank water pump. So now I can turn it on and off when I need to. The third thing we did was we added I'll say a water tank reservoir off to the side. So I got a reservoir now instead of that open overflow in my ice tank. Before it was just, that keeps getting fuzzy. It was all open and it would just spill into the tire, spare tire well. Now I got something where that water goes and it's not going to spill all over the place. So that's the third thing we did. The last thing we were going to do was put on a engine diaper that I got from HHP. We got it out and started looking at it. And the issue is, I think they sent me the older version because it had the slot for the starter on the passenger side, where my starter is on the driver's side. So I'm going to call them tomorrow and see how fast I can get a replacement. They literally, I wouldn't doubt I could have it probably Friday, Saturday. I can have a replacement. So I'm 95% sure they'll just swap it out for me. Ron, 3-pedal J. That'd be cool. Even if I can't take my dart, I love to go spectate. Mac, that'd be very fun. Hey, if you want to bring, Ron, if you want to bring your dart to our rental, you can bring your dart to our rental. Mac, I'm keeping an eye out for other rentals. I'm in the loop with most of the people who put them on that are cool and prep the whole track too. Yeah. Mac's in with all those big money folks that rent the track. So there may be more opportunities. Brandon, my motor was supposed to be done last week. All right. Well, hopefully it got done and hopefully it got done right. Who's doing the motor? Local guy, one man shop, but knows his stuff. Brandon, I forget, where are you at again? I can't remember off the top of my head. Ron Mac, there's one coming up this Sunday at Cecil, but I'm not sure the weather is going to hold out. I did see that on Cecil's website, but I don't. It's weird to try and get into some of their rentals there. Ron, if you know how to get in there, hit me up on IG so I can try and start figuring out how to hit possibly some of those rentals at Cecil. MIR has a Facebook page where they put all their rentals if they want a lot of people to go. Jay, short block is done. Just need some other things to fall in line. Gotcha. Yeah, weather is not looking good for this weekend. Oh, you forgot the spacer for the crankshaft. Gotcha. Yeah, buddy. That'll. It's always the little things that get you. It is those little things that always get you. Swapping my cam, short block, trans, converter, drive shaft, and going on Holly before the rental. So, it's the only one I'll do. Yeah, Mac's got a lot of plans for his car. It's going to be interesting. I'll say it's going to be interesting next year. Ron going back to Jay. Mike's thinking. Mike's always thinking. Eric, Mac, that's a lot of work. Yeah, buddy. Sure enough is. Race car life. Yep. His car's Mac. My car's a daily, just going to have fun stuff on it. Yep. Was out at Norwalk last weekend, spectator at the Mopar event. Nice. Yeah, I know that's another big one. I got to start getting to some of these Mopar events. I really do. We'll have to make some plans for next year to figure out how to get to some of these. Like Mo Party, I want to go to. Norwalk is a nice one that I want to go to. I want to get back into doing a couple more, possibly doing a couple more Modern Street Hemi shootouts or some more competitive racing events. Kind of like Smurfcat does. Get into some more competitive racing events. Because now we know we got some speed. We can keep up with some big boys. Personally, my favorite builds are daily drivers. Yep. I don't know about you guys, but I love watching Mac talk smack on Instagram. Mac does have a good time talking smack on Instagram. There's no doubt about that. And it is funny. Mac's hilarious. Eric Dickstand is going back to Eric. Eric's going back to Dickstand. Interested in boosted Lucky Project Waterboy car, 2,000 horsepower Charger. Definitely a 7-second car. Yeah, it should be from what it looks like he's doing. We'll see how well it holds up though. Polyurethane is such an amazing product. All my mounts bushings are polyurethane BMR products. Yeah, it is. And really didn't change the ride at all. At least the ride home. But it did give me a little room in the back tires that we didn't have before. Hard Rock, smash that like button. You know it, buddy. Smack that like button, 100%. Mac, my trans with ATS. I did a teardown video on IG. All the clutch plaques tore up. Showed me some of the new stuff going in the billet hubs. Yeah, that I applied torque solutions. ATS, Applied Torque Solutions. He did a really good short video on what Mac's transmission looked like, and yeah, it was pretty tore up. He said some of the stuff was the worst he's seen. so Mac, I don't know if you saw my comment. I said, man, even when Max tears something up, he goes all out tearing stuff up. Mike, I did finally get a helmet. Nice. Stopped at Summit. Great place for Chevy stuff. Yeah. We actually drove when I was in Texas with Jay on Rocky Mountain Race Week. We drove by the Summit in Dallas, and oh my God, or outside of Dallas. That place was gargantuan and just had just looking from the outside in, man, all kinds of stuff. Eric, Mo Party looks like a cool event. Yeah, I've been trying to get there for the past 3 years. It just hasn't worked out every year. I just got to buckle down and do it. Probably next year we're just gonna buckle down and do it. Brandon, FYI, folks, ARP 625 head studs are now $12.50 on HHP. They were going close to $1,700. Yeah, that's not bad. That's a pretty good deal. I'll get back to you on that, Don, about how to get a Cecil rental. I might know someone that can tell me who to get in touch with. Yeah, it's not I want to do a rental. I want to be able to get into one of the rentals that someone else has already rented. Kind of like you, Ron. I don't want to rent it. I want to get into a rental. So, the Tank, what's up, buddy? Does anyone know where to get O2 spacers, defowlers that is reputable? I can't find any. So I bought mine from Walmart. I actually bought mine from Walmart and they worked phenomenal. They're even the ones that say they have a cat inside of them, catalytic converter inside of them. I don't know. I don't think they really do because you can literally see through them. But yeah, I got mine off of Walmart. Now, because of the EPA, I don't know if you can get them anymore off of Walmart, but that's where I got mine. SRT Hemi, what's up, buddy? Boosted Lucky last setup should have went 7s. 411 with a 3.8 Whipple running stock. Hellcat motor with nitrous times. Yeah, he probably could have ran a 7 in that car too. Jickstand at SRT. Yeah, the trans did go on him, and that was a simple trans that went out on him. Eric's going back to Mike. Oh, did he get the race quip helmet? And he had nitrous. Slow. All right. Jickstand. Other than a battery swap, seat removal, what other noticeable way to cut weight other than a diet? You can take out your back seat, take out your front seat, battery swap seat removal. There is lightweight front bumpers and rear bumpers. It depends how far you want to go. I mean, literally, if you want to keep it, neat and clean and not stripped out like a race car with all the carpet and everything else taken out of it. There's really not a whole lot other than, you can look at wheels and tires going lighter there. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot you can do to drop a lot of weight. Mac, I was still driving mine on as long as 8-hour trips too. Just had to be careful with the third and sixth. Yeah, Jick Standing ran 8182 and his best time would have came from TX2K if his input shaft snapped. Yep. Mike's going back to Eric. Oh, buddy gave you his helmet, man. That's awesome. That's a good deal. That's a good deal, Mike. Eric, Mac, do you still have your 3rd gen Ram truck? I want to do a cam build similar to the one you had a long time ago. All right. Eric's going back to Mike. And he didn't go fast because he was running a pure transmission. Because he wasn't running a pure transmission. Oh, now he's got a pure transmission. Eric, Mike's going back to Eric. Smart salesman. With friends like you who needs enemies. Yeah, you know it, Timothy. Hey, thanks for chiming in, buddy. Dick Stan, I wanted a car to about 3,800 pounds, willing to do about anything. Yeah, then you're gonna have to strip it to get to 3,800 pounds. You're gonna have to tear everything out: seats, battery. You're gonna have to do everything: seats, battery, front and rear bumper supports, carpet's got to go. All of that stuff's got to go. That's the only way you're gonna get there. SRT Hemi Ripa. Rippy has a Demon 170 at 3,800 pounds without it looking like a tin can. I'm curious to how they did it. I'm curious to how they did it. Other than tubing the front end, yeah, I'd like to know how they did it. Yeah, I'm on Apple Voice as I'm in the garage. I feel it's never right. Yeah, Apple Voice, Apple Voice is terrible sometimes. Really is. Brandon, you guys been following the potential Chrysler Dodge buyback from Grandson? I have been. I haven't heard anything lately, but yeah, that would be awesome if he could make it happen. But I know now the word is Stellantis is looking for a new CEO, so they're looking at getting rid of Carlos Tavares and looking to get someone else in there. So it'd be interesting to see who they get. So yeah, so right now there's a lot of moving parts around the not only American side of Stellantis, but Stellantis itself. They're looking for, supposedly the word is they're looking for a new CEO, so that'd be great. And he's at 3,800 full weight. Mike, carbon doors, carbon doors, carbon hood, carbon trunk lid. But I'm a race car. Yeah. Yeah, you're 3,800 full weight for a race car. Timothy seemed like a pipe dream to me, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, it could be, but we'll see how the buying part of this and see who the next CEO winds up being for Stellantis. It could be interesting. We'd have to see. One bad plum, carbon fiber roof skin. Yeah, right. All the carpet's still in too. So I'm curious to how they did it. Coming slowly. Hellcat down to 3,400 pounds, making 2,000. Wow. And still has the stock seat. Yeah. SRT, I mean, I'm curious to know how they did it. They need Tim back at the head of Dodge. Yeah, that would be. I'm not sure how much bad blood happened between Tim and everyone in Stellantis. I don't know if that happened. That would happen. Though some of the dreamers were like, well, if they get rid of Carlos, what if they bring Tim back to head up Stellantis? Not just Dodge, but head up Stellantis. I think it'd be interesting, but that's probably a huge pipe dream, but that would be interesting. Can we get Mac as the CEO? Yeah, right. Randy was hoping to get to South Mountain this weekend, but weather. I'm from Harrisburg. I got you. Yeah, this weekend is a bad weekend for racing. Rain all around. Hugh, not to get into politics, but what happens to the auto industry will depend on the results of the election in November. Yeah, you know, I try and stay out of politics too. I'm not a politics kind of guy, and I don't like to talk about politics. But Hugh, you bring up a great point. You bring up a great point. Jickstand. For my math, I lose about 120 pounds from my seats, battery 40 pounds, tires maybe 30. So I just need carbon trunk doors, no hood, lucky style. Yeah. One bad plum, my buddy's Magnum down to 2,600. Man, that thing's got to be gutted to be 2,600. SRT Hemi. Actually, it weighs 3760 with stock seat in it. I'm about to share the link. Okay. Mike, they blocked the whole EV push deal. They did. They did. So hopefully we can get back headed in the right direction, but who knows? All right, Mac, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. All right, everyone's saying late good night to Mac. All right, he's sending us the Facebook post. Nice. How much does a race battery weigh? Anything anywhere from like 6 to 9 pounds, I think. Some of those lightweight batteries are like 6 to 9 pounds. So you're dropping about 30 to 40 pounds, going with a, even we'll just say even if it's 10 pounds, a 10-pound battery. Yeah, you're making a lot. Mac is done. Mac is gone. Time to talk smack about him. Yeah, y'all know after we ran that 8, we had to cut open his door jambs to fit his head through. He has to actually walk in through the garage doors. He can't go in through the glass door anymore. Yeah, it is nuts how much you can take off a battery just by going. Now those lightweight batteries aren't cheap. They're not cheap at all. Depending on which one you buy, they could go, several hundred to $1,000, over $1,000. Doesn't every 100 pounds shaves off a tenth a second, give or take? That's a estimated roll. It's roughly about a tenth. How do the race batteries do on daily driving? Yeah, so Dave has one of those lithium is it lithium ion or whatever it is. He has one of those race batteries, and Max says he lets it sit. Obviously, internally it's got something that cuts everything off, but he lets it sit for 3 or 4 months and then just gets in and it starts right up. So, yeah, they're pretty good batteries. I would argue I'd say they're probably pretty decent at daily driving. They're recharging just like every other battery. So I think they would be good for daily driving, but that's a really good question. I'm not really sure. I'm saying I think. All right. Chris is going back to Brandon. Mike's going back to Brandon. It's Acer. How much do you think a Pro Charger shortens the life of a stock 5.7 Hemi? Think about sticking one on my RT, but wondering if it's worth it since it's my daily driver in the spring, fall. I put 50 some odd thousand miles on my 5.7. And I daily drove it. So I don't think it shortens the life of a stock 5.7 at all. And we've talked about this 100 times. It's going to boil down to your tuner as well. So your tuner is going to have to make sure it's tuned right for what you want. But I mean personally, from my experience, Pro Charger didn't hinder my 5.7 one iota. And y'all know that stock 5.7, I didn't get a whole lot of life out of the built 5.7, and we still got to tear that apart and find out what happened to it. I personally think it was the oil pump went bad, but we'll worry about that when we get that tore down. But that stock 5.7, I don't think a Pro Charger is going to shorten the life of it at all. And y'all know I beat the piss out of my stock 5.7. And we had it up over 800, 700, 750, 800 horsepower. And we probably could have got some more out of it, but we were just being safe. And back to the battery thing. Also, lithium batteries don't survive winter, so good luck. All right. Jixtan, man, a 7-pound battery is like $140. Found some carbon fenders for $980. Carbon fender for $980. That's not bad. He shared how he got it to 370 without. Okay, I'll have to look him up on Facebook. For some reason, I don't see the link. It must not have came through. But yeah. Jixtan, he's talking about Ripatune. Randy talked before about adding Maggie 2650. Trying to do my research, but need to find someone to help me organize my build so supporting mods work. Stock now, going for 800. First step, I think, 500 horsepower. Randy, hit up Mac. Hit up Mac on IG and tell him what you want to do and how you want to do it, and he may help you out. But really, really it's three kind of top things when it comes to three main things. Is you talk about a supercharger or turbos, then a cam, and long tube headers. Those three will get you well over 500. But then you got to start talking about fueling. So don't forget about fueling. Then you're talking about upgraded fuel pumps, upgraded injectors. Eventually, you're gonna have to upgrade the lines as well. So just be careful, because it's once you start, it starts down a rabbit hole, and you get down into that rabbit hole fairly quickly. But really, those three things: the Maggie, a cam, and long tube headers, and see where that gets you, and then I would ask your tuner to keep a close eye on the air fuel ratios, the injector duty cycle, and if he can, possibly the fuel pressure, so you can start deciding when you need additional fueling. So just keep that in mind. Once you do those three, you're probably going to start having to work on fueling after that, Randy. So there you go. I don't get people go crazy with weight reduction. You get to the point where the car sucks to drive. Doing things like removing sound deadening material seems foolish to me. Just add more power. I'm kind of with you, Hugh. I like the sound deadening and stuff. But I tell you, with the dumps on, it's ridiculously stupid loud. All right, I think I got your messenger. I'll have to look it up later. But I'm kind of with you, Hugh. When it comes to take out the sound deadening and the freaking carpets and stuff, that's too far for me. Jake Stam, time sub is all that matters, 100%. Chris, I gave up pulling weight. Yeah, it's not easy. Eventually, you get to the point it's more efficient to make more power than to cut weight. Yeah, that's true too, right? Brandon's on with Hugh too. Good on those that choose to lose all the weight, but my baby is going to stay loaded like a big potato. All right, Brandon. Team Bronski put 115 on my 5.7 before the Hemi tick. Nice. Congrats, by the way, on the times I've been seeing. Shake and bake. Yeah, buddy. Shake and bake is rolling. Shake and bake is rolling. And to be honest, she's only going to get faster. She's only getting faster from here. Chris ran 600 on stock bottom end for 6 years, no issues. Yep. Speaking of tuner, I spoke to Dave, so I hope he can get me running 10 psi until I get forged. Yep. Dave will take care of you. He is good at the long run, so he's not going to put your engines in harm's way unless you absolutely for sure want him to. He'll be more than happy to turn up the timing as much as you want. But he will keep you safe. He will keep you in for the long run, and he will get you as much power as possible while being safe. So, yeah, Dave is a great dude. Great tuner. Mike, 750, I believe. Yep. Jig stand should hold 10 psi, no problem for sure. Pro charging shouldn't reduce the life of the engine. Most of the time, you're not in boost. My Taurus SHO has twin turbos, and I'm in boost often. No issues so far. Great points. Great points. Eric's going back to Chris. That's all I wanted to make. I feel that's good, safe number, and I feel you can beat on it and should be okay if built right. Yep, 100%. Surtees, shared your link on your Facebook. It's in your inbox. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll go check it out. Got to go see what they did. Plum, I'm holding you to it. I want to run 10s eventually into the 9s like Dawn. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is shooting for, he even says that he's shooting for 9s this year as well. Yep. How many miles have I put on the 6.4 build? Let's see, 1,200 or so at Rocky Mountain Race Week. I don't know, maybe 2,000, maybe a little more than 2,000. I can't remember exactly where we put it in at. I'd have to go back and possibly look. But yeah, probably about 2,000. I wouldn't say, if it's more than that, it's not much more than 2,000. I think Chris Scavenger 1320 channel is the full race prep king. Major weight reduction with stock tune. Has run 10.9 and has won trophies. All right, I may have to go check him out. Hard Rock. I may have to go check him out. You'll get it, Plum. He's been consistent 10s. Ant doing hood pins right now. 8 fiberglass. Yeah, fiberglass is a pain in the rear end. Consistent 10s is cooking. Absolutely. People don't. Here's the deal, man. Is people don't realize when they say I want a 10 second car or even an 11-second car. They don't realize how fast that really is. from a larger point of view, right? You know, drag racers set aside, right? So people that want a daily driver and drag race, they're going to go down the rabbit hole, kind of like I'm doing. But for your typical, I'll say typical Joe Schmo, an 11 or a 10-second car is a whole lot faster than they think it is. They just don't realize. And really, I'm trying to blow off time. We got 7 minutes yet. You guys are looking short in the chat, so I gotta ramble on about something. Team Bronski, anyone seen Chopper bumper from a company called Robot? Looks like a 70s Charger front end, pretty neat. I haven't. I'll have to look that up. Check it out. Jake saying back to Hard Rock. Randy, that's what I'm looking for. Just under crazy power. maybe just Hellcat power and an RT. Yeah. Tell you that's people don't realize that's a lot of how much power that really is. And they don't realize that you're not going to get that 10-second power on the street. Most of the time, it's only going to be on the track, on a prep surface with drag radials. So yeah, people, some people just don't understand. But when they get that fast and they get that horsepower, then they start to understand. Hard Rock, love B Mason, but he doesn't race anymore. He's a wealth of automotive knowledge. But I like active drag racers. Yeah, B Mason he has quit racing. He sold his Hellcat. I know he had a Ram there for a while. I know he did some motorcycle content there for a while. And now he just does some I think his stuff is just open motor chat now. But yeah, B Mason is a wealth of knowledge, no doubt about it. All right, Mike, peace out, buddy. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Team Bronski, to me, anything faster than 11 seconds is mind blowing, particularly for a street car. Yeah, people, like I said, said it a few minutes ago. People don't understand how fast that really is. It's fast. It really is. Eric's going back to Mike. Jickstan, I don't know. Getting to the 10s is about getting that suspension dialed and seat time. Yep. That's the next thing. It's a downward spiral once you start. So yeah, I just say be careful what you ask for. You got to be roll racing 60 to 160 for our cars. Yeah. Third gear is king. Yep. If your car has 10-second power, you can't put the power down on the street. Most people don't drive cars that will smoke the tires at 60 miles an hour. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I don't even know where the end is for shake and bake and smoking tires, because it just smokes. Mac will tell you, it just smokes the tire. It doesn't matter where you're at. It just smokes the tires. Chris, 500 is nice for the street. 750, you got to be careful. Yeah, I'm with you. And people don't realize 500 horsepower is a lot. They just get illusions of grandeur when they see people like me, all right, and Chris and all these other folks, getting in the 800, 900, over 1,000, 1,500. They're like, yeah, that's what I want. I want over 1,000, without having a clue, one, what it takes to get there. Not only what it takes to get there, but the money, the time, the effort, the supporting modifications, and just things go wrong. Things just break at that level. That no matter how many times you try and tell them, they just don't get it. Anyway. All right, we got about 3 minutes, so I'm going to finish up here. I'm 21, so I got plenty of years to dive into the rabbit hole. That's good, Jigstan. That's awesome. Hard Rock, best. 1189 on the street with 21 Challenger Scat. That was on a clean straightaway, new rubber, street radials, cam only, grip so much. That's true. That's true, 100%. I just hit 500 finally. Nice. And hashtag false. Get into the rabbit hole now before life starts. Yeah. Blues, gotta go. Thanks for making me feel welcome. No problem, buddy. Anytime. We're here every Wednesday, man. And this is what we do. I sit here and talk and ramble for an hour and go through the chat. So yeah, come on back next week if you want. Chris, definitely a rabbit hole, no doubt. Jickstan, I really want the 5.7 record. I believe it's only 9:55. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea. I never, ever have I said I want to break this record or that record. I just want to go fast. Doesn't matter if I break a record or whatever. And the problem with records is it's always winds up being a micro record. Like, you know, I'm the fastest Pro Charger D1X with a Holley high rim, tick water, air to water intercooler with max cam, Cook's long tube headers. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a specific build that you're talking about, and you're saying you got the record for that build is just, it's ridiculous. You know, the micro records. But yeah, I never ever, you know, even looked into figuring out what the record was for the 5.7 or what it is for a 6.4 or whatever. I just want to go fast, and we're going fast. We're going real fast. I drive my Scat every day. No rabbit hole modding for me. I got you, Hard Rock. Half the people that tell you they want 1,000 horsepower on the street would have to change their shorts. They put the pedal to the metal. True, Hugh. Absolutely. One bad plum. True enough. True. Always fun talking challengers. Thanks. All right, Bronsky. RT definitely took the red pill, but there is one at the bottom for sure. All right, folks. It is 10 o'clock. I do appreciate y'all chiming in. Fastest 60 to 130 manual Hellcat like Mod to Fame. Yeah. I tell you, I told him my fastest 60 to 130 is a 433, and he was like, dude, that's fast. That's fast. But anyway, all right, I got off sidetrack, but that's going to do it for this one, folks. I appreciate you chiming in. Appreciate you keeping me going for another hour, and we will be back next week to do it again. So till